And of course, if you divide by 2, the conclusion that we arrive to is, of course, the strongest member of the Straw Hats is undoubtedly Usopp. Okay, so remember, we're going to be on break next week, but I want you guys to keep in mind that there's a little bit of a reading assignment. So, of course, check out One Piece Chapter 865, read it no less than 3 times, and then at the end we have a big bombshell, big revelation in the story. So, what you're going to need to do is you're going to go out and buy the required reading material, Tales of Norse Mythology, and a field guide to Fantastical Beasts to really understand the full weight of what we're doing. Or you could just wait for Oda to explain it, you know, himself and for him to do the research. But come on, you want to get really invested in the story, don't you? Learn the history. I'm so happy right now. You know, it's funny. This is pretty much how I would act if I was a teacher. Hey everybody, Tekking101 here, and welcome to One Piece Chapter 860 ELBAF! Motherfucking ELBAF! Yes! 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 But, we have to hold back our pelvic thrusts for a few minutes here. We gotta go through the entire chapter, and there's a lot of stuff to cover, but, oh, I'm pumped. I'm pumped. Okay, so, cover page, right, let's start with that. So, continuing the Straw Hat Grand Fleet cover serial, we see the beautiful pirates with their captain, Cavendish, relaying tales of his epic history on his home island, which is pretty much what we all thought Cavendish does to his crew. He's just basically, you know, sits around on deck all day, and he's just like, "Hello, crew! Allow me to tell you about a fantastical time in my home kingdom where every woman on the island wanted my dick." Saruman's also there, the badass Russian dude that was like the beheader in one of the blocks of the Corradia Coliseum. I always liked Saruman, which is probably the one and only time you'll ever hear anybody say that, but no, he was cool. He was Russian. He will cut you down with his Russian power. But yeah, he was pretty neat, and he has a cool hat, although I think he might be regretting joining up with Cavendish's crew now, considering what, you know, Cavendish does, and, you know, is like just sitting around like, I don't know if I ever told you about this story. Surimon's over there just like, oh, God, I should have went with the freaking Straw Hat fanboy guy. Yeah, or maybe the giant, huge, burly pirate dude with the entire pirate armada. Maybe he would have been a better fit for me than this guy. But Ferrul's there, the horse, who's also enjoying a nice cup of tea. Okay, whatever, it's manga land. Yeah, so Ferrul survived getting his head crushed by a fucking nutcracker the size of, Andre the Giant. Cutting back down now, we see, the events of Whole Cake Island. In case you need a recap, Big Mom is in the middle of basically a, I don't know, a tantrum purgatory, because she doesn't know which thing to cry about. You know, the giant cake falling over, her wedding being destroyed, a bunch of Straw Hat Luffy's running around all damaging her party guests. You know, her perfect day is just ruined, and then on top of it all, the most precious picture that she's ever had is ruined. You know what's funny about this whole thing? They didn't even need to have the freaking picture be destroyed, because she was right about to do it just from having her cake destroyed. But hey, you just gotta go with the plan. But don't worry, things got set back on track this time. So, yeah, we open up with Caesar and Brûlé that are jumping out of the mirror world very inconspicuously. Actually, they are. They're arriving outside of the tea party where all the chaos is going on. Remember, the tea party is taking place on top of Whole Cake Plateau on one of the candles. So the only way out is, like, to literally jump over the side and then just, like, splat on a freaking pile of gummy bears or whatever. But, yeah, you know, can we talk about this? Is Whole Cake Island actually made out of cake? Can we actually address that? Because that seems like a big issue if it's like, where are we going to get all this extra cake now that that cake's been destroyed? I don't know. Maybe the entire island we're standing on? And then you also bring up why Big Mom hasn't eaten it yet. I think in the anime it was even shown that the what looks like candles on Whole Cake Island are actually just trees with orange leaves. I think. I don't know. I don't think it's an actual cake, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. Caesar and Brule jump out. They're getting ready to enact the next page of the plan. They have the giant mirror with them, and Caesar's like, okay, this is the mirror that's going to be the key to getting everybody out of there and escaping. Brule, meanwhile, is just like, be quiet, you fool. Don't let anyone know that I'm helping you. And then Caesar's like, you know they already figured that out, right? Like, that's the first thing they realized, that they were using your power in order to destroy this wedding. So, you know, Brule's just like, oh my god. I mean, hey, if she sticks around after this, she's gonna die. Like, I don't think Big Mom's gonna be dead by the end of this arc. She's just gonna be really pissed and defeated. And I don't think that, you know, the person whose powers were circumvented and used against her in this case, I don't think she's gonna be really too happy about Brule. So either Brule needs to go on her own and leave, or die, or just kill herself. She needs to pick something, because she's gonna die if she sticks around after this arc. If Big Mom gets a hold of her anyway. Not that I really care. She stole my freaking devil fruit idea. Screw Brule. Alright, so anyway, Caesar takes a peek into the tea party, where we see all the... It's funny because it's all like the happiness, like all the clouds and the rainbows and all the homies, but it's just absolute chaos in the actual tea party itself. You know, Luffy's running around, throwing shit around, eating things, cakes falling over, frosting everywhere. So Caesar's just taking into the fucking chaos, and he's like, oh, okay, looks like it's all going according to plan. However, Big Mom has yet to scream, even though her photograph of Mother Caramel has been destroyed. So what's up with that? She's just sitting there, like, not even sitting there, just kind of like swaying there in a stupor, like... You know, Big Mom's getting on in years. She's 68 years old, I think. I think that Oda stated that she is in the recent SBS. By the way, have you read the recent SBS? Oh, man. Crazy shit right there. Can you believe that Zoro doesn't like ice cream? I don't like ice cream. That's perfect. He just became one of my new favorite characters. But, yeah, you know, she's just sitting there. She's gonna have a heart attack or a stroke or something. I mean, she's getting on in years. Her blood pressure. I mean, she's diabetic. I mean, that's a given. But yeah, she doesn't really know what to do here. So Luffy's continuing with Beijei's idea, like, okay, she's just in this haze right now. But if we remind her of just, she's basically trying to figure out what thing to be the most upset by. So if you just get a hold of her painting and then just, it's like, hey, Big Mom, I know you're in the middle of this stupor right now, but look at this! Look at this! And then everything will just, you know, fall into place as they planned it. She'll look at the painting and she's being like, that's the thing that, I keep calling it a painting. I don't know, it's a photograph. How do you take photographs in the One Piece universe? They have cameras, right? Or they just use Den Mushi. I don't know, that's screwy. Sometimes we see actual, like, flash cameras, other times it's Den Mushis, and then you need to do the whole snail rape thing in order to get the photo out. It's a messy ordeal. Yeah. So Luffy gets his hands on the picture, and he's ready to show Big Mom that. However, Dogtooth rushes to try to stop Luffy, and then Jinbei and Beijei step in front of Dogtooth to try to delay him. You know, not too easy considering that he can see the future. Although, as I said in the last review, Dogtooth's ability to see into the future hasn't really benefited himself that much. If anything, it's actually benefited other people more than it has him, because usually he's just going around like, I can't stop this! Oh, I saw what can happen and I'm horrified, but I can't stop this! You know, that's usually what Dogtooth's role is here, so I don't think I would be that concerned about his ability. We cut back over to the Vinsmoke table, where they each have a respective gun pointed at their head. Perospero is still mocking Judge, stating that, you know, I can see the future too, and I don't see a single way you can get out of this. I mean, it's absolute chaos and not what we planned and everything, but yeah, I can't see a single way you can get out of this. Oh god, this is a good fucking lollipop. Yeah. Alright, so, yeah, all the Vinsmokes are going on about how, oh, if we only had our raid suits, we'd be able to prevent you from doing this. They're like their battle gear and everything like that. Perospero's like, I don't know what that is, but you're not gonna be able to get them. So that Reiju has her gun pointed at her head too, and she glances over and she sees Sanji running toward them like, run Reiju, get out of the way, and Reiju just reaffirms the fact that she's always been ashamed to be a Vinsmoke and she just wanted Sanji to leave, but at the same time, even though Sanji hates his family and doesn't really care for them all that much, at least Reiju's the one that he hates the least, because Reiju did help him as a child. In fact, I would even say Sanji was okay with Reiju. If they just, you know, managed to escape from their family, I could see them getting along fairly well. But, you know, there's still some bad blood between his brothers and his father. But even so, with that being the case, you know, Sanji cannot just flee. He's rushing toward the Vinsmoke table to try to save them. And Reiju just kind of smiles, like, accepting her fate, just expecting her to die. I'm saved. because through you, goodness lives on in our blood. As if, like, Sanji's the saving grace of the Vinsmoke family. You know, he's going to be the one that's going to rectify all wrongdoings, because he's the one person that actually has emotions and is actually wants to better the world rather than rule it. Judge has emotions too, but, his goals are in the wrong places. Reiju does have emotions, but she's still very much limited by the control that Judge has over her and, like, the brainwashing thing. So, basically, it's Reiju looking like to be a martyr of the cause, so she can die, and then Sanji can continue on, and the Vinsmoke family will end, because Sanji's not gonna try to build it back up or anything like that. It'll be over when they die. Right around this time, Beijing decides to confront Dogtooth in the only way he knows how. Alright, Dogtooth, it's time for you to take a dirt map. I mean, Mochi, whatever the fuck, Katakuri, or Dogtooth, whatever you want to call him, gets freaking just riddled with bullets. It actually looks rather disturbing because he's made of mochi, so it's like you're shooting bullets into, like, chewing gum, so it's just like, oh god, what have you turned me into? I thought they were sea stone bullets at first, which would have been really fucking devastating. Dogtooth just riddled with holes, like, I could just recover from this, oh wait, no I can't, and then just collapses. But no, they're just regular bullets. It's just he's firing them from a freaking Tommy gun, like an automatic rifle, so it's like the speed of the bullets is at least, pushing Dogtooth back a little bit there. And then you see the bullet wounds begin to heal up, and then Dogtooth shoots one of his mochi limbs toward Luffy because he knows he's the real target. Jinbei and Pedro step in to try to, knock back the gunk, and then finally he does end up getting hit by Dogtooth, Luffy does. However, Luffy being made of rubber, this was actually kind of a clever move. Instead of Luffy trying to just run up directly to Big Mom and showing the picture of Mother Caramel, as he's about to get hit by Dogtooth, Luffy just, like, stretches his arms in, like, a U shape going around and up, and then just, stretches them right in front of Big Mom's face. So that's the way he gets around. So Luffy still gets hit, but Big Mom sees the picture, so objective achieved! Oh, what's this now? Oh, it's Mother Caramel. 2 Mother Caramels. Half a Mother Caramel.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no.
Anyway, yeah, so Big Mom lets out a death screech that ruptures and echoes throughout all of Whole Cake Plateau. It's like a freaking bomb just goes off of sound. It's just like... Yeah, that. It just erupts all over the place. Everyone's passing out through a combination of, I guess, or their ruptured eardrums and Conqueror's hockey. I assumed this would cause a lot of glassware to shatter too, but we haven't seen any of that, just directly. Let's see, the big news guy, he freaks out. His hearing's probably really shot being a bird and everything. You see all the different Luffys that are animals. They're freaking out. You see Brook there in one panel, but you don't actually get to see his full face. So I wonder how Brook would be affected by this. I mean, he could hear, but it's not like he has to worry about his eardrums getting ruptured or anything, so I don't know how Brook might be like, oh, it's really loud, I can't stand it, but then after that he could just be like, get back up, because there's no lasting damage to his body because he doesn't have the organs to get damaged. So yeah, she's letting out this screech. All the Vinsmokes are kind of cringing at it. Looks like Yonji's about to pass out there. However, right around that same time, all the gunmen that were holding, them hostage, they all pass out. I guess because the Vinsmokes are a little bit more tough with their biological enhancements, they were able to resist the screech a little bit longer here. We then see Vito and Goatee, the fire tank pirates, jump out of Beijing, getting ready to arm the gas RPG poison shit launchers, and not poison shit. Although I guess Caesar could, in theory, create poisonous shit, but that's neither here nor there either. They all get ready to go, and then you have Chopper appear right in front of Reiju and pop in the Symphonia ear plugs into her so that she can stand the noise. And then you just see this badass scene where you see Sanji standing on top of the Vinsmoke table. He breaks all of their candy, locks that Perospero put on them. He's Diablo Jambe in both fucking legs, which I think is the first time we've ever seen him activated in both legs like that. And then he's just standing there smoking a cigarette. Chopper's next to him looking pretty cool too, but Sanji's up there just like, hey Dad, how you doing? Basically, he's like, yeah, what do you think of this? You're bawling your eyes out. I'm standing here pretty cool, huh? see what happens with that. We also see Ichiji get his hands on these little canisters they're passing around, which I would assume are their raid suits. Like these little like dino capsule things where like they push a button and they just get all suited up and ready to go. So next chapter we get to see that. I don't know if they handed all of the Vinsmokes the earplugs, because it seems like they can resist it now, aside from Reiju. If that was the case, maybe they were assuming that the Vinsmokes would help fight for them, which, hey, I mean, fighting a Yonko, you're going to need all the help that you can get, and it's not like the Vinsmokes would turn on the Straw Hats. It's Big Mom is the one that actually double-cross them all, so I think they would be way more pissed at her than the Straw Hats, and they would help them out in that situation. It's just the logical thing to do. And of course, Judgy still commands his children, so he could just be like, you know, attack the fucking Big Mom Pirates or whatever. You know, make sure she dies. So anyway, one of the last scenes of the chapter, we see Beijing, Gote, and Vito break out the RPGs, aiming for Big Mom. Time for her to take a dirt nap. And then, oh wait, oh god, no, no. Father, you have to hurry up! Shoot, BJ, shoot! They're going into flashback land! We're not going to be able to get back from this for 5 or 6 chapters! Take the shot, for God's sake! Mother, are you listening, Mother? Everyone won't listen to what I say, Mother! Where'd you go? Why'd you suddenly disappear? 63 years ago, the new world. ELBAF. Ah! Okay, yeah! Okay, so ELBAF, the land of the giants, finally revealed, and we go back in time 63 years. Now, keep in mind, Big Mom, as I said, was 68 years old at the time of the Tea Party and everything like that. In the present storyline, she's 68 years old, and this was just confirmed by Oda in the recent SBS, so we know that's to be the case. So we're going back in time to the time that Big Mom was only 5 years old. All right, now I don't know what 5-year-old Big Mom is. I guess little daughter rather than Big Mom. I don't know what 5-year-old little daughter is going to look like, but we'll see. I mean, you know, 40 plus years of having nothing but children every single year. I mean, that's not going to do great things for your figure, but we'll see. Maybe we're going to go through Big Mom's past exponentially, starting out when she was a little girl with her history with Mother Caramel, and then, you know, how she got older. Like making a Yonko. What makes a Yonko? You know, like the journey that she went through. We didn't really get that with any of the other Yonkos. I mean, Blackbeard kinda, but that's special circumstances. You know, Whitebeard, we saw his past a little bit, but it was just like his past on a ship, like, I want to have a family, and then cut to, okay, I'm a Yonko now and control this entire fleet. Like, we didn't actually get to see the process of how it happened, so I'm interested in seeing the life of Big Mom here, if that's what this flashback's going to be focused on. But, more importantly, we get ELBAF, the land of the giants in the New World, which I'm actually kind of disappointed it is not a sky island, although something rather interesting that's kind of off to the side here that you might not notice because it's kind of a shadowy thing is this giant-ass tree in the middle of this island. It's Yggdrasil! It's freaking Yggdrasil! It's the god tree in legend and mythology. I'm really excited right now. In all honesty, I wasn't kidding. You guys should really, maybe not get this book exactly, but go get something to brush up on Norse mythology, because that's all this is going to be in this flashback. You know, it's going to be awesome. We're going to see Odin, and I bet the entire island is like divided into 9 different realms, like Jotunheim and Midgard and Alfheim and Anaheim. Oh wait, no, that's a district in the city of Los Angeles. And Asgard and Vanaheim. You know, we're going to see all these different realms and like night elves and shit. It's going to be awesome. There's going to be a rainbow bridge. I made a video about that. Discuss it here. You go check that out. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited, especially since I was wondering when ELBAF was really going to show up in the story. I'm glad that Oda's incorporating it now into the whole Big Mom thing, and that pretty much, you know, that'll serve as to show what happened with maybe Lola and her arranged marriage to Prince Loki, and maybe that. But there's a history with ELBAF that stretches back even further than that, though, when Big Mom was a little child, and you also had Mother Caramel as part of this. So I have no idea where this is going to go. I had a theory that I was going to make a video about Mother Caramel being Jory Bonnie. I thought there was some credit, you know, there's some way you can look at that, and maybe you still can. I just don't know where this is all going to fit in. But we're going to get to see ELBAF finally next chapter. I mean, it's going to be in a flashback like 60-something years ago, but that's something. You know, this is the place that Usopp is aspiring towards. Hell, 63 years ago, we're not going to see Broggy or Dory because they've been gone for 100 years. They're already fighting, although we might hear them be mentioned. But that might be actually right around the time that Oimo and Kashi left. Because Oimo and Kashi, they left to go check on their, their masters, Bragi and Dory, their former captains, and then they end up getting captured by the Marines, and they're instructed to guard the main gate on Eni's lobby I think they told them to guard it for 100 years, but they ended up only guarding it for 50 by the time the Straw Hats showed up and broke through to rescue Robin. So that might be around the time that Oimo and Kashi left ELBAF to go and try to find Little Garden and see what's up with Bragi and Dory. So that could be something that could tie in there. Of course, we also have Stanson, who was the giant that was found on Shabaondi, that was in the auction house, and because giants live like on average like 300 years. So all the giants that we've seen so far in the story, Jaguar D Sol maybe. Well, no, he wasn't from ELBAF, but he was from other locations. Although I would assume that not all giants maybe have to follow the warrior conduct of ELBAF, but they all might be from ELBAF. That might make sense. Like, he was born on ELBAF, but didn't like the way of his people, so he left. And so he was, like, exiled or something like that. That might be a way of looking at Saul there. But yeah, I'm really pumped. What do you guys think? We have a week break, of course, so no One Piece for another 2 weeks. It sucks. It's what Oda tends to do. But hey, at least Oda will maybe take this time to brush up on some mythology, and so we can learn about all this shit. So, thank you guys for watching. Let me know below on what you are expecting from the ELBAF past flashback arc and what's going to happen in the present. They, of course, have to end it on a freaking cliffhanger with, like Beijing and Gode and Vito all taking aim. Everyone's ready to go, and then just cuts away for like 5 or 6 chapters, and we get the past story with Big Mom and Mother Caramel and who those people are. But I'm excited. This excitement it's good. It's good that this chapter got me so hyped, because I need a good 2 weeks to chill out a little bit, so I'm not like, crazy all week. But yeah. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Later, everybody.